plucky and determined person, I guess is the way you could describe it. Kind of a Laura Ingalls type of person. And I more or less just did what I had to do and was as strong as I had to be to get through what I had to get through. I handled it in my own way. Everybody handles these things in their own way, and I don't know where my strength comes from. I just knew I had to do it for him. There were moments when I did fall apart. They were few and far between, and now they're happening more. Now that it's actually the really dangerous and scary part is over, it's like post-traumatic stress. Now I start to really lose it.
And when you can finally just look at what really happened and how touch and go it was.
It is. It's amazing how the emotions just come flooding now.
I'm just curious, did you have any medical forewarnings before the birth of your son?
Absolutely nothing. No. I had as I said before, my first son was 2 weeks late. He was 8 pounds. He was perfectly healthy. He was a monster. He was also a cesarean baby. I had no warnings. I had little Braxton Hicks false contractions weeks before. So there was absolutely no warning whatsoever. It just sort of happened.
Mm-hmm. Melissa, you said earlier in the show that you were under a lot of stress during your pregnancy. I was just wondering what type of stress and what was it caused by?
Funny you should ask that.
Uh-huh.
The stress was caused by a cover story on the National Enquirer that was sold to them by my ex-husband, calling me a deadbeat mother. I'm in a lawsuit with them now. I'm taking them to court, and I'm going to get them in front of a jury, and I'm going to slaughter them.
There were custody issues that were involved at that time, too?
Yes, it also, there was a custody dispute at that point. Then my ex-husband also wanted to take my son away and move to Texas with him. And that we solved out of court by ourselves and talked everything over. And all of that is finished. But I still have this lawsuit against the Enquirer pending. It was a very painful time for me. You know, you can call me a bad actress and you can call me a pain in the neck to be around and an evil wench, but you can't call me a bad mother, because that's the one thing that I take the most seriously of anything I do in my life, and that's the one thing I care about the most. And
so this issue for you is not going to die?
It's not going to die. This issue's not going to die until they die in court.
I'd say that's pretty much going on the record on that one.
Yeah.
Answers it for you, sir. You said that you handled this in your own way, and while you were in crisis with your baby, you basically got very maternal and strong. Mm-hmm. How about your husband? How did Dad do?
He was there for me, and he was there for Michael to a certain extent. I think in the beginning, he was afraid to get too attached to him because I think he really felt that we were going to lose him. It's funny that in retrospect, we heard two different stories. You know, I heard everything's going to be okay, and he heard he might not make it. He might. There's a good chance, but there's still a chance that he won't. And he heard there's still a chance that he won't. I heard he's going to be fine. It was very hard for him. He's very emotional about Michael now, and it took him a very long time to be able to hold him comfortably. He held him in the hospital, but when I got him home, he was afraid of him.
He went with your son to ICU right after he was born.
Yeah, he did.
And that's a scene that's really hard to take. It's like the baby doesn't belong to you. It needs so much attention. It becomes the hospital's concern, really.
Yeah, he was very terrified at that point because there were all these people hovering around Michael. I can't imagine it. It just must have been awful for him, plastered up against the wall, watching them poking and prodding and doing all of these and sort of horrible things to this newborn little person who's not supposed to have any pain.
Daddies, I think daddies are fascinating with newborns anyway, because they kind of like don't know what to do with them.
They're so awkward.
They don't know what to do with them. They're like these blobs and stuff. Melissa, we have some home video that I actually haven't seen yet, but I understand it's a clip that was chosen of Bruce with the baby. Can we roll that, Artie?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Now, you just be a team player here. Can you be a team player here?
This is great footage.
You've just been screaming all morning. You've not let up once. Mommy, I think only you can save this situation.
Well, I guess we figured out what he wanted.
He's so ashamed he's hiding his head.
He's very happy now.
boy looks like he must eat around the clock.
He's a big eater. He loves his food.
So really, there's not that much for Bruce to do.
No, not really. I mean, you can't give him a bottle or anything. No, there's not that much for him to do.
He makes the baby look small because
he makes me look small. He's big.
That's
tall.
a convenient quality in a husband.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. You can hide behind them when you have to. You can hide in them when you have to. It's good.
He is so supportive, as you've said, and loves that little guy. And couldn't be here because both of you are so busy. You're doing your mommying thing. He's out there doing what he does all the time, which Melissa's taken some time off from shooting. He's filming Babylon 5, but he did want to send a message to you and to Michael. So watch this, Melissa.
Hi, Leeza. Hi, Melissa. Well, I can't be there with you today. I'm busy commanding a space station, as you can see. And it's a very daunting task every day. But I just want to say that, well, honey, I love you very, very much. And, you know, I, throughout my career, have played various heroes. But in reality, and I want Leeza to know this, reality, Melissa is my biggest hero. And to all the people at the doctors and nurses at the NICU unit at Los Robles Hospital, they're my heroes also. Because, well, as Melissa knows, the birth of Michael Garrett was a very trying and very emotional time for she and I. And, well, they certainly did everything they could to make us feel comfortable and welcome there. And welcome participants in the recovery of Mikey. And so they are all my heroes also. Those are real life heroes, day in and day out heroes. So I can't thank you enough, and I wish I could be there to thank you, but like I said, someone has to work here. Anyway, I also want to say that Leeza has a gift, sweetheart, for you from me, and I can't give you enough gifts, but this is just a little something to say thank you and I love you once again.
Were special to you? Yeah.
What a romantic, sweet, loving husband.
Oh, what a guy. Oh, my. I am a lucky woman.
You really and truly are.
Yeah.
He told us that would be the thing for you to have.
White roses, my favorite flower.
So thank you to Bruce Boxleitner, Michael Garrett's dad.
Yes.
We're going to be back in just a few minutes to meet Melissa's best friend. This lady had her own shock during the birth of her daughter. Stay close right after this. Thank you so much for being here today. We're spending the hour with Melissa Gilbert and hearing the amazing story of the birth of her son, Michael.
From the very moment you were born, you have been such a wonder. We welcomed you, unable to breathe, so tiny, so fragile. We stood over you, naked, with tubes and wires almost completely covering your tiny pink body, praying and watching as you turned each hurdle into a triumph.